sermonic solo today. Amen. Come on up, my dear.
I'm only doing one verse of Amazing Grace, and then I'm going to head down to Children's Church.
Marvin.
Okay.
Marvin.
Yes. You know, I really... Okay. All right. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Amen.
Amen. Thank you for that. Let us pray. Gracious Father, we thank you for a chance to speak to your people. God, I thank you for Mother's Day. I thank you for every mom that is present, every mom that has gone on to be with you. And I just pray now for these next few moments that your word go forth with power and go forth with clarity. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. Amen. Amen. So many thoughts going on. And then I have to deal with all the testimonies and trying to preach. It's good to be able to come to a church and be free. Amen.
Yes.
And I don't think there's anything like that. And our church, y'all, we got a different kind of church. I know we're kind of used to it, but everybody doesn't have this kind of openness and freedom. And it would be remiss of me, and I'm going to try to read my scripture, but there's some real live heart cries today.
Yes, that's right.
And if you are in tune with the Spirit, we have to have some toiling, and we have to be able to intercede for our brothers and sisters who may need a little help. That's the power of community. It was funny that when I got to church this morning and I asked Pastor Orr how his week was, he said it was all right. And she said he didn't fall into any traps. And I said it wasn't because the traps wasn't set, we just didn't fall into them. And I think it's important that we understand as children of God, we're constantly faced with traps and landmines and people and things that are trying to knock us off our square, because Satan would not want us to come to full fruition. The plan that he has for our lives. And so he brings all these things to trip us up, people, places, things, however you want to look at it, to come and to snare us. But when we try to be as focused as we can, sometimes we lose track.
Right.
Oh, y'all not going to talk back to me? Let me go a different direction. I'll come back. I thank God for Mother's Day. I have a long lineage of strong women in my family.
That's right.
And like Aunt Agnes said, I got to start off with Edna Earl Holtz, because her name is Edna Earl, and she's a well of a girl. That's a song that the grandchildren sing in dedication to my grandmother, who was extremely strong, loving, giving, all the characteristics that you would want in a mother. She was that. I am still blessed to have my mother and my mother-in-law. And you know what I say? Thank God, Miss Zulu, happy Mother's Day. I said, it's not even fair. Favor's not fair, is it? There's no way a man like me should be empowered by two women that I got as mothers. You know how much passion and energy and strength my mothers have. I cannot help but be a power-packed change agent in the world. I am constantly being fed positives by my mothers, by the women. And those of you who don't know Brother Abe, you knew Brother Abe like I know Brother Abe. For him to get up and say, baby, you right. Y'all, that's close. That's close to his miracle being healed. Now, Pastor, hey, they think I'm playing, but they really don't understand the full story.
Don't make me run up in here.
But that's the importance of a strong woman. And so, I thank God for the mother of my children. My baby's mama. Yes, she be clowning. Yes, can I tell you, I could not have picked a better person to be the parent of my children. Now, I can't say we not alike, because I think we're alike in a lot of different ways. And that's a good thing. I think we are alike. And so, I think we have done a good job. Here, Josh talked about what he says. I think that speaks to Makeda and I's parenting.
Amen.
And I think what he wants to do for his mom speaks to her motherhood. And let me say this, I'm gonna try to preach, y'all, but mothers, I'm seeing so many mothers who are walking this walk because our younger generation having moms do a reevaluation of who they are.
Yeah.
Because decisions are being made so fast and they so reckless that sometimes women or parents, mothers, have a hard time handling the decisions. And they even have a caring mother will take responsibility for some of the decisions that the children are making. And I want to help us understand. I told you last week, don't be weary in well-doing, because in due season you will reap if you faint not. And sometimes we get caught up thinking that we didn't impart, or we didn't guide, or we didn't say. We're never going to always say the right thing.
Amen.
We're never going to always make the right decision. But if God looks at our heart and we continue to put our children before God, mothers, listen, I work with children every day whose mothers have done some foul things. But what I love about it, the kids never lose the love and the want to have a relationship with their mothers. Fathers too. But I think it's something different about a mother. And as I was trying to think about what I want to preach about, because I didn't want to do a Mother's Day sermon. The last few years I've preached about certain women in the Bible and talked about Moses' mom, Samuel's mom, some other Bible heroes' mothers. But I wanted to talk about a characteristic today. And I think it's the main characteristic that all mothers have. Even the mothers that want to. If you ever had the horrible experience of being at a hospital with a mother who has to give their child up, they've voluntarily given it up already. And when that baby is born and it comes out, the anguish that goes on with that separation. And I think it comes from the simple word love.
Yes.
Amen.
Love.
Yes.
And I'm going to talk about love for about 5 minutes, because our time is short. I think we're gonna see how God hooked this thing up. We're gonna see. You ought to go to 1 John, not the Gospel of John, but the epistle, the first epistle of John, chapter 3. And I'm going to start reading at verse 16. John 3:16, not St. John 3:16. St. John 3:16, he says, "For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, whosoever believes in him shall have everlasting life." But John 3:16 reads something a little different, but it's still talking about love. John, the first epistle to John, chapter 3, starting at verse 16. I'm just going to read 3 verses, 16, 17, and 18. I'm going to try to say a word today. If you can stand for the reading of God's word, John 3:16. And it reads, "This is how we have come to know love. He laid down his life for us. We should also lay down our lives for our brothers. If anyone has this world's goods and sees his brother in need, but closes his eye to his need, how can God's love reside in him?" Here it is, the last verse. "Little children, we must not love with word or speech, but with truth and action." May God add a blessing to the reading, hearing, and doing of his words. You may be seated. John is trying to help us understand that there is a process for living for Christ. And in the process of living with Christ, we must understand that Christ died on the cross. He died on the cross because he loves us.
Amen.
And because he loves us, he was willing to lay down his life for us. But in turn, he's asking us to do the same thing for our brother. So when you hear Dr. Austin say community helped her, community helped her, community helped us. Hopefully we have a church that is growing to understand the importance of community.
Right.
On Easter Resurrection Sunday, I preached a sermon, The Zig and the Zag of the Cross. And the essence of that sermon was about we can have a designated path to go as we walk with Christ. But I believe there's some zigs and some zags that come along. That means we have to have some discernment. And our discernment and the love that lives on the inside of us will require us to do some things different.
Right.
Let me help you understand something.
Yes.
What Michaela did this morning was something different. She asked for the couples to come together and have a conversation.
Right.
So we're going to do that. We're going to honor that. We're going to come together. And y'all know y'all going to have to be honest.
Amen.
But I believe what struck her was Brother Brownlee said, will you please pray for our marriage? You mean that we can stand up in church and say that our marriages are struggling?
Yes.
If you cannot do that, can I tell you that we are not living out the true meaning of what it means to be church? Church says that I can come to the body of Christ with all of my infirmities.
That's right.
Say that. And I can lay them on the altar. I can put them in the atmosphere. And because I put it in the atmosphere, somebody is holy enough. Somebody is anointed enough. Somebody has enough discernment to catch it.
Yes. Yes.
Not only will they catch it, because when we catch it, we could stop with catching it and feeling sorry for somebody and have some sympathy. Or we may be able to take a step further and say we can walk in their shoes and say, I understand how you feel because I've been there, done that. You can have some empathy. But I want us to be a church that has compassion. When Jesus saw the crowd, he looked upon them with compassion. He said they look like these are like some sheep without a shepherd. So he had to teach them. He saw them and they were hungry. So he fed the 5,000 with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. What I'm saying is this. As we continue to grow in Christ and we love our brothers and sisters, your needs become my needs and your healing becomes my healing and your success becomes my success. It's so important that we understand that. We got so many people yapping. Talk a good game.
My God. My God.
I didn't want to disrespect Pastor Orr this morning when he was teaching the class. Because he know me, he know I wasn't, but some people don't understand kind of how preachers could mess around. He was making a statement. I said, well, if you're a real teacher, you can get the information right now.
Yeah.
He took my suggestion, and I'm glad he did.
Yes.
Because once you start to indulge people in conversation, I'm beginning to understand that church has done a bad job of teaching saints basic, fundamental Christianity. How can we do trigonometry when we can't do subtraction and addition and multiplication? It is impossible.
Doesn't work.
You don't have the foundational pieces to do the next steps. Some of us don't even understand what it means to be holy. We don't understand the process of development that happens. If you think that when you give your heart to Christ, everything's going to be perfect, that you may not cuss somebody out, you may not slap somebody. Oh, that ain't your thing. You may cheat on your taxes.
Come on now.
Huh? Oh, see, it's always a snack.
Yeah.
See, we got certain sins we just always talk about. Lusting in your mind. Come on, G, that's what you're going to do on Mother's Day, absolutely. You get a good crowd. You get a good crowd on Mother's Day. Everybody happy to be with their moms. Everybody's not happy to be with their mothers. Because some mothers were not good mothers. Maybe you had a mother that was not perfect. But can I tell you, the text tells us, don't talk about it, be about it, and be forgiving and loving, and give somebody another chance.
Yes.
Say that. was sung, she was embarrassed to come stand in the front because she had some green tennis shoes on. Well, she had to come to the understanding that we're not thinking about you and your green tennis shoes. We're not even thinking about the fact that you don't like wearing dresses. Hello, somebody. For all you player haters who think that we don't understand, she don't like wearing dresses. Hello. But we have to accept her where she is. And the very fact that she sung one verse. She didn't sing the whole song. She sung one verse. But that was a step. Khadijah, I know it don't make you feel good to hear your grandmama talk about treatment. Don't be embarrassed. You may be the same one that come up here and shake this house loose, talking about what God has brought you. It's important to understand that. These little steps. Mariana, praise dance. You remember last time she came in? Praise dance. Don't y'all remember at the Boys and Girls Club when she used to get the party started? She'll be back. Sometimes we who keep the faith, there's always going to be a remnant of people who hold the tent together. I don't hear you. We've been talking about praying mothers and praying grandmothers and folks falling on their face. We have to understand we got to fall on our face for somebody else's child. Because you don't know when your child going to make a mistake and need somebody to reach back and grab them. Yeah, I know I'm talking real good. God wants the church to be the church. Church is so much more than praise and worship, preaching, and reading scripture. If God want to limit church to that, you're not getting the full experience. And that's why the church is not healthy, because people are not experiencing God on a holistic level. You got to know that worship is more than just hallelujah. I know we worship God for who He is. I got it. We also worship God by helping your brothers and sisters who are in trouble. That's how you worship Him. Even when you don't have all the resources. Well, you got a gig in your pocket to do a sacrificial gift or a sacrificial action. Boy, y'all don't hear me preaching. God is calling us to do some out of ordinary type stuff. But we so conditioned and don't have basic understanding of the dynamics of God. Who in the world would think that God would ever be out of date? What you talking about, Chief? We serve a relevant God. He know how to speak through technology. He know how to speak through Lil Wayne. Common. Back in my day, it would be KRS-One or Run DMC, Kumo, D, LL, Cool J, you know, the rappers of the time. Because we so holy and sanctified, we can't get a word out of a secular song. Let me tell you all something. We did a whole study, and Pastor, hey, you may forgot. We did a whole story on Lauryn Hill songs. And the spirituality. See, when you're spiritual, I can't listen to secular music. Anybody listen to secular music, they going to hell. And if that's your philosophy, you keep on. You keep on with that. I told my preachers, and I tell myself, anything that comes within sight of me, words, ideas, thoughts, I need to be able to put a sermon to it. You know why I can do that? Because I have the thoughts of God permeating my thought process.
That's good.
But when you don't have the basic fundamentals, you're not strong enough to handle some of this stuff. I'm not saying go out and listen to all kinds of stuff, but when you get to a maturity state in your walk with Christ, you're not so easily shaken by everything you die. You're standing firm, strong when the wind blows. When your life rocks and twists you and bends it out, you be like a palm tree.
Glory to God.
Though he slay me,
Yet
will I trust him. So what do you got to say? Y'all better know the women in my life are too strong to have some weak man. They don't allow it. I tell you what, you don't want Miss Zulu to get on you, okay? She's sweet to y'all. Family get a different story. You definitely, my mom, you don't want my mom to say, she had you, but it's because they love us. Now, when they love us, they expect greatness from us. And because they expect greatness, they got to give it to us. Because it makes us strong. So, Brownlees, Blessings, and anybody else, Serena Jackson, I love it when God breaks y'all down, especially you smart ones. Like Blessing and Serena, you know, they smart. They can analyze it, fix stuff up, have opinions, can critique it, make it look real good, wrap it up in the bowl and all that. But see, when God get a hold of you, got something for you to do, he'll mess all that thinking don't work. Because he has to get you to a place where you trust him. Where all your intellect and all that, brother, hey, it don't work. Are you another one, the thinker of thinkers? God is working on us because he wants some congruency in our words and our actions. Amen. Too many saints are false advertising. I don't want to be a church of false advertising. Amen. Be what you're going to be. Be real about who you are, what you do. Amen. Because the world, see, I can't say this church, can I say the church global? We so busy hiding our own stuff. Yeah. We can't hold nobody else accountable. Now, I know I'm talking right now. So if I'm so busy, if I'm supposed to come to the house and have discernment, but I'm so busy hiding so you can't see me. It's impossible for me to hide and deceive, and we can't do that. So why don't us just become free?
Hallelujah.
Free.
Hallelujah.
That's why Missy gets so much grief. She gets so much grief because she is you know how one take it for the whole team? You know the child that got a whooping, sacrifice the one that got the whooping and everything else get blamed on and they get the most heat. She get heat because she crazy enough to stand up and look Satan in the face and tell him he can't win. And she throws all her stuff out here.
Yes.
Amen. Amen.
So Satan got to get mad. He got to keep up in the ante.
Yes.
Why don't all of us start doing that? Satan messed up. Oh, gee, you digging too much. We're going to get it. Why be part? I got to do a speech on Friday, and I'm talking to the distinguished gentlemen from Roseville High School. And my title of my talk was going to be, "You are the author of your narrative." And my main line is going to be this: quit being a second class somebody else and be a first class you.
That's good. Amen. Amen.
We spend so much time trying to please and hide, dip and dodge and all this kind of stuff. Trying to be like somebody else. But why don't you just be yourself? God has equipped every last person in here with everything they need. What's up, Paris? Is that Paris? Is that Paris? What's up, Paris? How you doing? Happy Mother's Day. Yeah, we so busy trying to be somebody else. Somewhere along the line, we don't understand the significance that we have in our own self. God is trying to help us. And John was trying to help the church to understand. Listen, because God paid the price on Calvary. It's all done. I have equipped you with everything you need to be a winner for God.
Yes.
Just do it. But we get it so twisted because we don't have basic fundamentals. So I think it's time to go back. They used to say in the old church, we got to go back to the old landmark. I really didn't understand what that means. I'm starting to really understand what that means. Old landmark goes back to those basic teachings. Basic stuff will get you past it. And it'll help you. It's something that you can hold on to. It's foundational. And we grabbed it all this new sophisticated. Don't you know it's so many different kind of Christianity beliefs? I love Bianca Callie. I was part of her wedding. But I was hurt because the person, I asked the pastor, I thought he was a pastor, you know, what church you go to? He said, I don't go to church. I'm just a commissioned person to do weddings. Can I tell you, God was never mentioned in the wedding ceremony except when I did my poem to them?
Wow.
People are getting married without having God's values or God's blessings. And people are being ordained, for lack of a better word, to do that without even having a relationship with Christ. But I guess one good thing, they still have to do marriage counseling. That helps them. But I bet a Christian counselor won't have to do it. So they don't even have to, they can count it out. But if we fall prey to some of these newfangled beliefs, you do it yourself, humanists, I do my own thing and I can do it, I can make my own choices, blah, blah, blah. I believe the Bible is right.
Yes.
And I believe it's just something we have to stand on. And love is the crucial part of our behavior.
Amen.
And on Mother's Day, who better to give love than mothers?
Right.
I'm done because my time's up. I hope I said something that you all can think about. Let's pray. God, thank you for your word. And I ask that you continue to bless us. Thank you for every mother again who's here today. And I ask you just bless their rest of their day.
Yes, God.
But God, as you challenge us to be lovers of our brothers and sisters, empower and equip us. And if there's areas in our life that we need help, God, send the right person and have them ask the right question. That we will be a church that is fundamentally sound, doctrinally astute in what you would have us to do. So we will be winners of souls and builders of your kingdom. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Amen. Come on. If you want a special prayer.